So my suggestion is never take feedback after the talk. Never.
Cool. And she also wanted to know, like, when doing talks for or without other professionals, how do you determine the feedback that is useful for you for the growth? And
Okay, great piece of advice I would give you. Tony Robbins has got a piece of advice. This is good for anyone speaking. Never, ever, ever take advice as you walk off stage or walk off a talk.
24 hours, you told me once.
24 hours.
No?
Never, ever, because this will happen. People will come to you and they'll say, Ryan, you were so good, but would it be okay if I give you some feedback? Never, ever say yes at the time. Never. Because this is what happens. Tony Robbins suggests this. You can always say to them, no, my coach, you can say, Tony Robbins says this, that I really do want your feedback, but can you give it to me in 24 hours? Most of the time, they won't even remember, and they won't give it to you. But the reason I say this is this. When you speak, your spirit becomes big. And especially loved ones might see your spirit getting big, and it's like a balloon. Whether they realize or not, you're kind of floating away from them a little bit. Mm-hmm. They're scared, whether they realize or not, they may be scared that you're outgrowing them, that you're leaving them. Because the reality is, those of you that want to be big and want to achieve big things, you're going to lose people. Mm-hmm. You're going to lose families. I promise, you're going to lose family members, I promise.
This is very relevant for a lot of people in this group.
You will leave, I promise you right now, I promise you, there's going to be family members that disapprove of what you do.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be friends that disapprove of what you do, and it's going to hurt. I've been through it and going through it, where you go, and then you go, am I going to be as who said it? John DeMartini says, the biggest thing that holds us back is our subordination to what other people think of us.
Wow.
And especially our family members, because we're so attached to that. Mm-hmm. We're so desperate for their approval. Yep. I mean, who doesn't want their dad or their mom to be proud of them? Yep. And then what if your mom or dad disapproves of you being a chiropractor, or your marketing strategies?
Or rich, or like there's abundance mentality.
Or do you know how hard it is to be richer than your parents? There's a lot of conversation about that. Mm-hmm. It's hard to be wealthier than your parents sometimes, because they were supposed to look after you. And so I would say, those are all relevant factors. The original question was?
For growth, like the feedback. How to separate feedback.
So I'll just say.
Just don't.
So I don't. And the only reason I was telling about growing away is if they're often going to give you feedback, and the analogy is they're going to put a little pop in your balloon. Like your spirit's big and you're floating and your spirit's big, and they see your bigness and they may not even realize it, but sometimes they're doing it out of love, meaning they love you, so they don't want you to float away from them. So just pop your balloon a little bit and keep you small. So my suggestion is never take feedback after the talk. Never. And even if you ask the audience for feedback, don't read it after the talk. Wait 24 hours.